Good Saturday morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Geeky Leaks podcast. I am Liam,
and I'm Josh.
And we got a bit of a mixed bag this week as far as topics. We got like some hardware stuff, we've got video game stuff, we've even got like a space topic.
Yep. Woo. Technology.
Yeah. So there's a lot of cool stuff. Some of them are going to be quicker than others, but yeah, a lot of stuff's been going on post Computex and everything, and so yeah.
E3, all that stuff.
Yeah, and post E3 too. Yep. Yeah, we missed one thing from E3 that we'll get to later, which is really cool.
So cool.
Yeah. But yeah, this one we talked about a little bit in our Computex video.
Yep.
It's official though. So MSI has officially announced their GTX 1080 Ti Lightning Z.
Yeah, man.
And this thing is a monster.
Obviously, like Lightning Z. Like, what's this new? I don't know. I don't understand this new Z thing, but like, okay, cool, whatever.
Well, they've had the Gaming X and the Gaming Z.
Okay.
So I guess this is like the
new Lightning Z, whatever. I guess the Z is like now in their.
I figured Lightning would have been enough.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's what it used to be. I don't know. Whatever.
Because if I see like...
The Z is faster, dude.
Yeah, the Z is... It's the end.
So good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What you guys can see are obviously RGB, because it's 2017, and if it doesn't have RGB, then... I don't know what the hell it's doing, I guess.
It's got to have all the lighting.
And there's the front of the card here. And I think these are RGB as well. These light up and stuff.
Okay, like right on the front there.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's funny, because like I was mentioning to you earlier, like a lot of people like... So like this RGB thing's been a thing for a while now, and... For a while, people were complaining, not just about like Lightning, but just about cards in general. They're like, I don't want a card that's red because it conflicts with my green build. I don't want a card that's yellow because it conflicts with my black build, and et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And then now there's this monotone card with RGB on it.
Yeah.
And like, not everybody, but there's a subset of people that are like, well, I don't like how it looks now.
It's like,
doesn't look like a Lightning card.
Cool.
Lightning's yellow. And it's like, and you know what? If it was yellow, you'd be complaining because it conflicted with whatever color.
Yes.
So I just don't get it. But I think it looks pretty good. Like, it looks like a beast of a card. I mean, obviously,
triple slot. Like,
I was gonna say,
it's fat.
Like, that cooler is fucking huge on this thing. So
Tri-Frozer now.
Tri-Frozer, exactly.
So funny.
You guys can check the article, but there's some clock speeds of it here. Yeah. If you put it in like Lightning fastest crazy mode, it runs at
1700 megahertz with 11 gigs of RAM. Memory clock's pretty high.
Yep, over 11 gigahertz on the memory. They've overclocked that just a little bit as well.
Yeah, just beast card overall. 3 8-pins, like damn.
Yeah, 3 8-pins.
Yeah, and I'm sure you could go farther than 1700, obviously.
Oh yeah,
like you could go a lot farther.
I'd be shocked if you couldn't get closer over 2,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Thing, so.
I mean, even I'm with my 1070, I'm getting over 2,000, so like pretty easily.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's a beast of a card. So I decided to talk about that real quick. Speaking of beast of a card and more Nvidia stuff.
Yeah, dude.
I won't get into too much detail with specs and stuff because I did kind of talk about this previously.
Oh, yeah, true.
But the PCI Express version of the new Tesla V100 is now officially announced.
Okay, cool.
And will be available later this year.
Cool.
Which is pretty cool. And the only reason I bring this up is same reason I did before.
Yep.
Which is, so they have a chart here comparing the P100 and the V100, Pascal and Volta cards.
Yeah, of course.
And basically all of this stuff on the far right, aside from HBM, which obviously we didn't get on like Titan last year and 1080 and all that kind of stuff. Other than that, in terms of like CUDA core count, and the boost clock's a little lower, but like in terms of just CUDA core count specifically, it's the same number of CUDA cores that we got on the original Titan X and the current 1080 Ti.
True.
So, only reason I bring this up is because I would be willing to bet money, maybe not a lot, but I'd be willing to bet some amount of money that this number right here, the 5,120 CUDA cores, probably going to be our next Ti or maybe Titan.
Probably Titan.
Probably, like, Titan first.
Because usually they do Titan first, and then they brand it as a gaming card later or whatever.
Yeah.
But then like you were saying, we'll probably see just a slight boost in clock speed or something.
Yeah.
And then like basically a rebrand, essentially, not as a Tesla card.
Yeah, it'll just be like, I don't know if it's gonna be 2080 Ti or 1180 Ti or what the new Titan's gonna be called. Yeah. But I'd basically be willing to bet it's probably gonna be this number of CUDA cores and then probably slightly higher clock speeds, pretty much. But yeah, keep an eye out for that, because like, if anyone doesn't know, all you need to know, the only number that matters, this 5120 CUDA cores, that's double what a 1080 already has.
So yeah. Like kind of beast.
Yeah, not terrible. So anyway, that's the only reason I mentioned that. If you're actually really interested in like the high-end Tesla stuff, check out the article. It's pretty cool, but that was the only reason I wanted to mention that. But yeah, speaking of more new stuff. So there's a full review here from PC perspective of Intel's new 10-core Skylake X processors.
New i9 stuff?
Yeah. And there's some actually surprisingly somewhat cool stuff. I was actually a little bit surprised. Like, some of it's like, okay, we expected a lot of this.
Sure.
Other stuff is actually pretty interesting. Like, there's a really nice boost to the all-core speed.
Okay.
So, like, I think I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure all the cores, all 10, will run at 4 gigs now.
Wow, okay.
So
that's pretty solid. That's
like
pretty
you can
fast.
have all these cores like hustling at like 4 gigahertz.
Damn.
So in terms of like, we'd have to go look at all the benchmarks, but
yeah.
roughly in terms of like multitasking, multi-core stuff, like you're actually looking at like 20-30% over last gen.
Damn.
As opposed to like 5 or 10 like we're used to.
Yeah, really.
So it's an actual like bump here. And the other thing is they've also have a new I forget what it's called. It's like they have their boost clocks, right? That like the single core will run at.
Yes.
Turbo Boost.
Yes. Oh,
so
yeah, right.
There's a new version of Turbo Boost now.
Okay.
And the new version of Turbo Boost allows 2 cores to run at that top speed.
Okay.
So I think it's 10 cores at 4 gigs.
Yep.
Or 2 instead of 1, but 2 cores at 4.5.
Okay.
So you basically get an i3 at 4.5 gigs.
For like regular,
for like
say,
if you're
desktop
just using,
usage, blah,
sure,
blah, blah, blah.
or if you're playing a game that's lightly threaded.
I mean, even then, I don't want it to be at 4.5. I guess it's because it's dual core, but whatever.
Yeah,
I think obviously the 10 cores at 4 is going to be like way faster, but that's for when it's like, all right, I need to hustle right now.
Yeah, and like so, I think they did that just for like if you're just doing desktop stuff, or like if you're playing a game or something that uses like literally 2 or 3, like 4 threads.
Yeah.
Then it would be fine for that. But yeah, it's kind of cool because before Turbo Boost was only ever on the top single core. Now there's 2.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice.
That's cool.
But I mean, that 4.5 gigs, that's the same speed that the 7700K runs at now.
Yeah. So.
And the 7700K's base on all 4 cores is only 4.2.
Okay.
So now you can get 10 at 4 gigs, which is really not far behind. And we've seen some of these chips already overclock on like regular AIOs. Some of the delidded ones are getting to like literally 5 gigs on all cores.
Wow.
Which is actually insane.
Yeah.
But even like the non-delidded ones, like you just buy it, put it in with like a 240.
Yep.
I've still seen them at like 4.6, 4.7 on all cores.
Damn.
Which is actually pretty good.
That is insane.
Still $1,000.
But
there's like some level of actual improvement, not just like 5-10% where you don't care. There's actually like, okay, this is noticeably faster.
There's more improvement than we thought there was.
At least. More than I was expecting.
Like at
honestly.
least.
So there's lots of other cool stuff in here. There's more like there's a whole bunch of benchmarks they do in here.
Yep.
Gaming and multitasking and productivity and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought that was really cool to mention because, like I said, like there's a sizable jump this time where you're like, oh wow, like there actually might be a reason to buy a new thing.
Yeah.
Because for years it's always been like,
yay,
it's 10%. Yeah, 10%. Yay, so much better. So anyway, check that out if you're interested in the new Intel stuff. They'll probably do more reviews on like the lower end stuff and the higher end stuff because these are supposed to go up to 18 cores.
Okay.
We have no idea what those clock speeds are going to be.
So yeah, obviously this is just the 10 core, but yeah.
This is kind of like the middle of the road thing, which is funny.
I mean, this is probably what most people are going to be looking at for the most part, and they're like, "Oh, I want this because it's $1,000," whereas like the 18 core is going to be what, $2,000?
$2,000.
So yeah,
American.
It's going to be out of reach of most people, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, even 1,000 is pretty steep, but it's still like somewhat okay. Like maybe
it's a top end chip.
Yeah, and you're going to get clock speed out too. Like, you get cores and clock speed on this.
Yeah.
Like, once you get up to 18 cores, you're going to be sacrificing clock speed.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Anyway, so that's new stuff on Intel. And speaking of new CPUs, AMD has officially unveiled Epyc, their new server processors.
Which is crazy.
So this is going to go up against Intel Xeon Line.
And so many cores, guys.
Yeah,
oh my God,
so I'll scroll down briefly here. I know this might be a little hard to see. You can check it out in the article if you're interested, but the gist of it is AMD is going to have a 32-core 64-thread processor that boosts up to 3.2 gigs. Now, we don't know how many cores that is.
Yep.
Boosts up to, but the base is still 2.2. And I think I said this before when we were first talking about Epyc, like forever ago. I remember buying a top end or close to top end quad core Q6600 when it came out.
Yep.
There was a quad core 2.4 gigs and it was like $400.
It's like, yeah, this is top end.
Now it's like 32 cores at like pretty much the same clock speed.
It's like, yeah, lol, Q6600. Yeah, good joke.
But they also have 8 channels of DDR4 RAMs, up to 16 sticks of RAM.
Yep.
And 128 lanes of PCI Express connectivity.
Yeah,
each.
the PCI Express lanes are like insanity.
So like you could have 4 GPUs, all 16x PCI Express lanes.
Yep.
And that's half.
Yep.
That's
like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so there's crazy connectivity here. This is obviously not desktop like at all.
No.
This is like data center level stuff. It's craziness, but it's really, really cool because like AMD actually used to have like 20-ish% market share in servers. Now they have like 0.2 or 0.5%. Yep. They have like nothing.
Intel destroyed.
So hopefully if the pricing on this stuff is correct, which given AMD's recent history with Ryzen, probably will be.
Yep.
Maybe they can get back some of that market share because this is where they make a lot of their money.
True.
Because even if you like some Intel Xeons literally go for like $7,000, and like I know that those are expensive processors to make, but you still know they're making a killing on a $7,000 processor.
Very true.
So even if AMD has to sell for like 4 or 5, they're still gonna be making a killing.
Yep.
So and that's what's gonna allow them to bring us more Ryzen and Threadripper stuff.
Just more money they get, the better.
Yeah. But anyway, so I thought that was cool to mention. So something a little bit different. How about some phone stuff?
Yeah, man, dude. OnePlus 5.
OnePlus 5.
Awesome.
And it's really cool.
I mean, I've always been into Android and phones and stuff, so this is kind of right up my alley. But specs on this phone are ridiculous for one.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's not like the OnePlus stuff that we used to expect, like we were talking about before. It's like it used to be what it launched. I think it was $350 was the first OnePlus.
It was $350. It might have even been $299. Like it was like.
Was it $299? Or okay, I think it was $299 for the like there was two models.
Yeah,
it was
the 16. The base one.
The 16 gig I think was $299, and then the 64 was $350.
Yeah, fair. I think that.
It's like okay.
Yeah.
Like hell yeah, 64, and I think it was like the.
And they still had micro SD.
Because I think you had to buy if you wanted the Soapstone Black or whatever it was.
Yeah, to get the 64.
You had to get the 64.
I remember that.
So everyone was just buying the one for $350. So that's probably why I'm thinking it was $350.
That's fair.
But yeah, it's not like that anymore. I find like it's just like we were talking about. It's kind of slowly. All the companies that used to kind of make cheaper phones, they kind of are stepping it. I mean, they're making better phones, but they're slowly getting up and up in price, right?
Yeah, and it's one of those things like it's like the phone is amazing. Like we'll go over it real quick. So like it's 1080p screen. You get I have to double check. I think it's 6 gigs of RAM on the lower tier storage one, and then if you get the 128 or 256 one, you get 8 gigs of RAM.
It's like
8 gigs of RAM on a phone.
Most of my friends' desktops have 8 gigs.
Yeah, so, I have a X99 platform CPU, and I have 16.
Yeah, so...
I mean, like, me and you both have 16, and, like, we're making videos.
And our phones are now going to have 8.
Yeah. So
it's like, okay, that's insane.
I even said when I got my Samsung Note 4, and I was like, I have 3 gigs RAM, I don't even know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, now we
have 8, so...
More than double.
And there's a Snapdragon 835 and all sorts of other stuff, Genome 540 graphics. Yeah. But the cool thing with this is they're doing the dual camera thing, like a lot of other people.
Yeah, true. Like the G5.
Yeah.
And then, they list a lot of specs for the camera, which I was pretty pumped about. Like I think it was a 0.5 inch sensor or something like that, which is not that bad.
Mm-hmm. Like they have like the apertures and stuff listed here as well.
And I think it was it was a half-inch sensor, or no, just over half-inch sensor. Yeah, f1.7. 20 megapixels, and then the second lens or camera is f2.6. f1.7 is ridiculously open. Like you're gonna get some crazy depth of field off that. That's that's more open than our camera.
Yeah, than what we're filming this video on right now.
Like that's insane. Yeah, the camera specs on this are crazy. I want to see some actual footage and some shots from it, but I'm confident it's gonna be pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure.
Battery.
It looks like a hell of a phone, man.
Obviously, also 7.1.1 nougat, and then
it runs Oxygen on an OS like on top as like their version of it or whatever. But
solid launcher, just saying.
Yeah, do that. Like literally, not even like any phone you ever buy that runs Android.
I would suggest installing a launcher.
I would recommend it.
I would assume most people watching us probably know that.
Probably.
So like, good job.
But if you don't, it's okay because now you do.
Yeah, true.
So you're good.
I mean, if you want to like know about some launchers, send me a comment, and I'll definitely answer you guys anytime. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Also 3,300 milliamp hour battery, pumped. Also 1080p, which I know you mentioned, but like, thank you. I'm so tired of these. Dude, fuck a 4K screen on my phone. The PPI is like almost 1,000.
Yeah.
What do I care?
Even 1440p, I was like
500 PPI. What do I give a crap about that?
Care. I mean, like I have like some people make the argument for VR, but there's two problems with that argument. Like in my opinion, like just me.
Sure.
But like, one is even this at 5.5 inches and 1080p is 400 PPI. Mm-hmm. I don't do a lot of VR stuff, but I personally feel like you would struggle to see pixels. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know if I am. But also, the more pixels you have, obviously, the harder it is to drive, the worse your battery life gets. But also, like, the higher resolution you have to now run your VR applications at.
True.
Which just makes it even worse on the phone's processor and therefore your battery life and everything. Like, I don't do a lot of VR, so I guess for me, like, I would happily take the 1080p in the battery life.
True.
Like, 100% of the time.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
The one thing I would say about that, too, I feel like is probably a misconception at that point. But, like, just because your phone screen is higher resolution does not mean your VR stuff is going to get better. The VR stuff on YouTube that you're watching through your phone is filmed with a camera that has a set resolution. So it doesn't matter what your phone resolution is. The quality of the footage isn't going to change. Yeah. Like, the quality of footage for that VR application through your phone is not there yet in terms of being, like, super crisp. It's just not. That's too many pixels. We can't render 3D. We can't film 3D stuff in high resolution yet. Yeah. Or, like, super high resolution. It's literally like we're going back to standard definition, but now we can record in 3D. It's like, we gotta, like, start over again and build up. Essentially, we need to build up from standard definition again in 3D, and then we'll eventually get to where we are now with 8K. Yeah. You know? Yeah. But right now, 8K is 2D. So once it's like 3D and we can do this, and I can look around a movie, which will probably be in another 5-6 years, then okay, then it might make sense to have a 4K phone screen that you slap into this thing, and now you have a VR headset because your phone's so beast, and the resolution of the footage is so beast.
Maybe at that point too, we'll have processors in our phones that are A, obviously capable,
exactly,
but B, not melting while they do.
Like, it's just not there for VR applications. It's a niche thing.
No,
like,
yeah.
I feel like I want to clear that a little bit.
Yeah,
so it doesn't make any sense to me. But
for sure.
Anyway, OnePlus 5. Yeah.
Yeah, OnePlus 5, sick phone, for sure. Moving on. So this was just something I wanted to talk about really quick because I just thought it was interesting. So the Kepler mission, this Kepler Space Telescope, its mission's coming to an end. It's been in space for a long time now. Yeah. It's done pretty much everything they need / want it to do, for all intents and purposes anyway.
Yeah. How long was it in
You know, I meant to look this up before the show and I forgot, but it's been, I want to say...
Oh, it's a long time.
I could totally be wrong, but I want to say it was like roughly 03, 04, I think, when they launched it up. Mm-hmm. Like, it's been a good 12, 13 years, I think.
Okay.
It's been a while. Like, I know it's been like an extended mission.
Let's just look it up. Screw it.
For a long time. All right.
Look it up real quick.
We'll take a second real quick here and...
Might as well find that out. Kepler Space Mission. Yeah. Let's check it out real quick. Maybe just a wiki.
Kepler Space Program.
I mean, we're doing wiki, but
oh, not Kerbal Space Program. Damn it.
Wow.
All right.
News.
On the fly Googling.
Wikipedia, nice. All right. When did it launch?
Wow, really? Okay, wow, 2009. I'm totally wrong.
Yeah, so I was gonna say I think it's newer.
Fair. So yeah, 2009. So it's been up there.
But I mean, that's still almost 10 years. It's been for 8 years.
Yep, it's been about 8 years. So it's it's been an extended mission for a little while now. So it's done everything they, like I said, for all intents and purposes, need to do. This last report says it's discovered 219 new potential exoplanets, and they give some kind of numbers in here, which is pretty cool. They've discovered over 4,000 objects with Kepler, but over 1,200 of those are confirmed exoplanets.
Oh, yeah, true.
It's like a lot, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Most of them are super Earths, which NASA classifies as anything that's between 1.5 and 2 times the size of our planet.
Okay.
So they're still a lot bigger, but not something like a Jupiter or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Jupiter's a gas giant, but
yeah,
I'm getting into too much space stuff. But I just thought it was really cool.
It's not overly massive.
No, it's larger than Earth, but not like insane.
Yeah.
And they kind of explain like how they go about finding these planets and how they determine the size and the mass of them in the article.
Yep.
Which I could probably go on about for a long time, so I won't. But I thought this was pretty cool. If anybody out there is interested, I encourage you checking this out. Anything space is always really, really cool to see.
Technology.
I mean, hey, this is America's, but this is people's tax dollars hard at work, really, and this is some cool science. It really is. So, anyway, let's kind of transition a little bit. Still hardware.
Oh yeah.
But Atari apparently is making a console.
This is interesting. I mean, they didn't release a whole lot from what we saw.
No, we checked out the video, and there's not a whole lot there, but...
It looks like they're basically trying to do the same kind of thing as, if you guys remember the Nintendo, like the original Nintendo remake. Yeah,
they did the retro version of it.
Yeah, and then they just discontinued it. It seemed, I mean, I hope that Atari doesn't do that. I think they're getting smart enough not to at this point, but it seems like Atari's going to try and do the same kind of thing, which is kind of cool. We don't know exactly if it's going to be just all retro Atari games or how it's going to be yet, but
yeah,
they should basically show this like glam shot of the hardware, and then like, we're getting back in the hardware business. It's like, okay, cool, like sweet.
Yeah, deal. There's a quick little clip down here we watched earlier. I mean, it's literally just like a couple of outside shots of like whatever the new console is going to be.
Yeah, which
we don't know what it's going to be called. We don't really know much at all.
Yeah,
I just thought this was cool because Atari hasn't made anything hardware in like, I don't even remember the last literally since like we've pretty much been into video games, I think, pretty much.
I don't think I was alive when Atari came out with something.
Yeah, so it's been quite some time.
Unless it was maybe a game.
Yeah, well, games they've still been doing stuff, but like as far as like hardware, I haven't seen
any. I've never even had an Atari console.
No, same. Like I never owned one, but I just thought this was really cool. We don't know if it's going to be just do emulation of old stuff, or if maybe they're going to like surprise us with some new games.
Yeah.
We don't really know.
Yeah.
I would expect it's going to do emulation for sure, but I don't know if they're going to put new stuff on it or not.
I guess we'll find out soon, though.
But
looks like they're come out with some news very shortly.
I'm just stoked to see that maybe there's another major player in the console market.
Very true.
Which could be interesting, even if
it's retro consoles.
What I was going to say, wouldn't it be weird if we had like Xbox versus PlayStation, but then over here there's like Atari versus Nintendo?
If Nintendo would bring back the freaking original Nintendo. Basically emulator,
or if Atari started making new games on their new console,
that would be cool. If they started making old, new old retro games,
because how it is
that would be cool as hell. Actually, thinking about that, if they were literally they make new titles, but for old consoles,
for like old IP or stuff like that,
like how hard would it be to make a game? Well, it'd probably still be like it requires some work, but I mean nowhere near the amount of work that it would take to make a modern game, in my opinion.
Probably
from
not.
what I would imagine.
I'm not a dev, but probably not.
Yeah,
though.
like I don't feel like it'd be as much work. But if you could make some like super cool new Atari games that were like,
even in like that 8-bit style or 16-bit
that's
style.
like that's what I mean. Just like the same kind of for that console, but like it's a new game.
Yeah,
that would be kind of cool. I think hardcore fans die for that.
Well, and it's like the way it is now is it's kind of basically like Xbox versus PlayStation, and then Nintendo just kind of does their thing. They're just kind of like whatever, we're Nintendo, we do our thing.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting if it was like Xbox and PlayStation, and then like Atari versus Nintendo or something.
Yeah,
like they could really just change things up, you know?
Yeah, true. It'd be
so
more
that could
competition.
be interesting. I don't know, just something I'd worth mentioning. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there like, what, Atari's making no?
Like what? No way.
Speaking of stuff that's like games, we're like, what?
Oh yeah, all the gaming now.
Hunt Showdown?
Okay, we missed this from E3.
Yeah, I'm going to apologize formally for missing this, because I don't know how I didn't see this either.
You sent me this, and I didn't get a chance to look at it until like literally today.
Holy crap.
And wow. Crytek? Like I wasn't expecting something from Crytek for one.
Yeah, I know, that was the other thing. I was like, what?
And then also, damn, this game looks crazy. It looks kind of sketchy for one. Mm-hmm. Like not like horror title, it still feels very FPS or third person or whatever. What okay. It was it was FPS. Yeah, it was FPS. Yeah. So it still feels very FPS, but like kind of feels pretty sketchy.
Well, I won't. The gameplay video is 8 minutes, so we won't watch it.
Like,
but
go watch it. It's actually.
I will summarize it by saying, first person, zombies,
monsters.
sketchy spider monster things.
Yep.
Swamp, very dark everywhere all the time.
And also PvP.
And yes, player versus player. You're fighting against other people as well.
So it's like you have your party, I imagine, and then I don't know how many players are on the map, but then like there's people everywhere, and then the article relates it to the Division when you're in the dark zone, and then you hunt that thing, I guess. Yeah,
so like when you go and find like the big monster you got to kill, when you kill it, everybody on the map gets notified of where you are.
Yeah. So then
everybody's coming after you, and you got to get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is pretty intense. And of course it's CryEngine, so the graphics look ridiculous already.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You could see in the gameplay video they're having a bit of trouble running it. I don't know what they're running it on.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's PC probably, but we don't know. But they did also say this is a pre-alpha, so hopefully it'll optimize.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm okay with either it optimizes, runs great, or it still runs like crap, but it looks way better even.
It's funny.
I'll take either or.
It's funny though, because like the parts where it like really you're like, oh okay, it kind of dipped there. And it's very obvious, is like when they throw Molotovs and there's literally like the best looking fire I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah. So like, okay, that kind of like forgiving, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It's understandable.
But definitely check out Hunt Showdown if you like any sort of shooting game involving zombies and general sketchiness. Yep. Check it out.
Yep.
I'm buying this when it comes out. Like,
fair enough.
I'm already sold. I'm serious.
That's so good.
Yeah. Anyway, Sega.
This is really cool.
Is launching a bunch of free games for Android and iOS. Yeah. This is awesome.
So basically, you guys can go on Android or iOS and get a bunch of free Sega games. They show like Sonic and all the good stuff, obviously.
Yeah. What was it they said?
It's basically going to be with ads, which is whatever. You get all the Sega games for free.
Yeah. So I mean, to be fair, they're launching free games.
And then you can go and you can pay $2.99 $1.99 for basically ad free, and then you get all the Sega games for $1.99.
Yeah. Then you can run around and play them wherever you want, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
I thought that was sick. I would be stoked to play some old school Sonic on my phone.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't know how.
I know you can get some on the Shield. It's cool too.
Oh, on the Shield would be awesome.
It's actually really cool.
Yeah, on the Shield would be awesome for sure.
But yeah.
But I thought that was worth mentioning because like there's a lot of cool old titles that probably a lot of you folks out there have played when you were kids. Like I know for me, I played the shit out of Sonic when I was younger, and I really liked a lot of those games. So.
And then I guess one last thing, the other thing that's cool about it, they're adding a Bluetooth controller support and like all that kinds of cool stuff and modernizing the games. So that's good job, Sega.
Yeah, so you can still put your phone in a controller and play along. Yeah, for sure. Moving on. This is just super quick.
Yeah.
But Hitman, the game that came out, was it last year? I think it was.
I think so.
The newest Hitman, anyway. The first episode is apparently now free.
Cool.
So if you haven't checked out Hitman at all, I've been meaning to check this out. Honestly, now that the first episode's free, I probably will.
Yeah, same.
Because I thought it was kind of weird, the whole episode thing, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
Now it's free. So if you want to check it out and you haven't played it, it's free to play.
Yep.
Then you pay for the other ones, but at least they're willing to give us a taste.
True.
You know, before they give us the rest of the plate anyway.
Very true.
Thought that was kind of cool and worth mentioning.
Little appetizer.
And last but not least, the Steam Summer... this article's from yesterday.
The Steam Summer Sale.
Starts today. Not tomorrow. This article's a day old. Well, 2 days old by the time.
Yeah.
But whatever.
It starts on Thursday, June 22nd.
Yes. It's Saturday right now when you're watching this, but yeah.
So the Steam Summer has been on for 2 days. Go to the Steam Summer Sale. There's literally like every game.
If you haven't already gone broke, you will now.
Take my money.
Real quick, Dishonored 2 was 25 Canadian.
Yep. Shadow of Mordor was a ridiculous price.
Shadow of Mordor, Game of the Year was $6.
I saw like Mass Effect 2 for like $5. I saw like
Doom was what? $30, I think?
No, $20.
Doom was
$19.99. If you don't have Doom, you need to go buy Doom right now.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
You're not giving id Software your money fast enough.
Oh my god. And then Ghostlands was on for a decent price. What was that one game we saw that was 75% off when we just about... Mankind Divided.
Yeah.
Guys, Mankind Divided is $70, but it's on for 75% off. It's like $18. Holy crap.
Yep.
Oh my god. That's the biggest deal I've ever seen on a AAA title ever.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Holy. And it runs decent. I played it. It's solid.
Yep, they've patched it a lot since launch.
Like, it's decent.
So it's
worth
really
it.
good to go.
Worth $18. But yeah, Steam Summer Sale. Holy crap.
Yeah. And I think that's pretty much all we got.
Yep.
That's pretty much it for this week.
Yeah.
Stay tuned because there will be a video coming up. Me and him have talked about. We don't know when it's coming. I'm not going to promise a date. Mm-hmm. But we are going to do a video of GTX 980 Ti versus 1070.
Yep.
Should you buy a used 980 Ti or a new 1070? Mm-hmm. We'll find out. Stay tuned. We're not sure when that's coming out. We're working on it. It's coming.
Yeah.
But anyway, stay tuned for that. So if you're in the market for a graphics card, that'll be interesting. But other than that, we're all done for this week. So, like the video if you liked it. Feel free to share it around. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see our upcoming GPU video and anything else. Of course, we do the podcast every Saturday. But, I think that just about does it.
Yep.
Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.